You are a badass every day by Jen Sincero. Welcome to my channel. My name is Samuel and I want to make self-growth normal. If you want to make self-growth normal, because I don't want to do it alone, then make sure to smash that like button. I've reviewed her other 3 books and the fun, quirky author with this freelancing background, with an editing background in freelance writing, Jen Sincero. I'm beginning to notice that with this branding trend of badassery, how I feel about her books always comes down to how different they are from each other. Unless her books are different enough from each other, her powerful blend of fun and self-empowerment, it can only really take her so far. And I feel like I say this in half of these videos, but this is why I was a little bit worried about this book. You Are a Badass was her standard get up and go, stop doubting yourself modern classic. You Are a Badass at Making Money was the same thing, except it was with making money, obviously. That one was probably my favorite by her. Then Badass Habits was kind of like if You Are a Badass and Atomic Habits by James Clear had a baby or something. You know, she's living her best life, she's riding that wave, but does this book, You Are a Badass Every Day, fit into that category? Why is this 90-minute long audiobook priced at $18? I've never seen this before, and it's very peculiar. Let's just assume, let's just pretend that maybe maybe this is a compressed version of You Are a Badass. Is this just an attempt to swing more money out of her followers when they could just reread that book? All of her other books aren't compressed versions of each other, so what is the deal? I'm going to talk about this in the review, but I'm also going to talk about what we can learn from the book, the different chapters. I'm going to go over some standout quotes, who I recommend this book to, and what books to maybe check out next. In the beginning, she says that this audiobook is meant to be a supplement to your spiritual gym workout. It doesn't go deep into explaining how a lot of concepts work like, you know, her other books and most self-help books do. But it gives you simple prompts to think about and put into action immediately. This audiobook isn't meant to add to your workload, but rather make the work easier and more focused by giving you quick perspective shifts, reminders, meditations, and loving motivational spangings. It just sounds like a compressed version of You Are a Badass. Not settling for fine when fabulous is on the menu. How our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality. The importance of paying attention to how those are influenced by the books and newspaper you read, the conversations you have and with whom. Is that the right use of the word whom? The shows we watch, etc. Noticing what feels good, not just how far you are on your journey. These are topics that have been beaten to by self-help authors for decades, some of them maybe centuries. And I just don't see any fresh packaging, articulation. I don't see anything fresh about how she presents it. This book is so short that I actually managed to listen to the audio version twice before reviewing it. That's never happened before. I like when she mentioned some low vibe phrases to make the effort of eliminating them from your vocabulary, and high vibe phrases to replace them with. The low vibe ones are I want, I should, I wish, I can't, I'm trying, and I don't know. The high vibe ones are I choose, I can, I enjoy, I create, I love, I rock. There's also some interesting tips and exercises like not just practicing eye contact with people, but writing down their eye colors and taking notes on the conversations after you, summarizing them after you're done. And I feel like most of my reviews of her books, I include one of these, just an example of, you know, her fun, wacky writing style. Again, I would never hear this from any other author, and that's something that makes Jen Sincero unique. And I swear that this could really only come from something like freelance writing. When you remember that you're flying on a ball in infinite space with a humongous star of molten fire exploding over your head, and that simply being alive is a near-death experience, the concept of playing it safe suddenly seems as ridiculous as it is. Heed the hollerings of your heart. Grab hold the horns of uncertainty and steer the snorting beast in the direction of your wildest dreams. Other than that, I didn't really find anything new about this book, which is fine. That's totally fine. It happens very often. If I had $1 for every time that happens, I wouldn't be here. I'm just kidding, I totally would. But that's fine. At the same time, if there's nothing new, I personally find a lot of value in repackaging. I hope it's evident why. Just putting new spins on old viewpoints. But we're gonna take a look at some of the positive Audible reviews I found. I only found like 2 or 3. I hope these people were huge fans of this book with good reasoning, because specifically relative to her other ones, I really just wasn't. I wish that weren't true. I admire Jen Sincero's work ethic and work quality. Until I checked this one out, I thought they were quite consistent. So what did the positive reviews say, and do I agree with them? Even the most helpful 5-star review said that this book is way too short. And that actually makes me wonder, like, let's say the book weren't too short. It makes me wonder what would be in it that I was hoping for. Someone said, "I can't stop smiling." She keeps outdoing herself with these amazing books. Other reviews, they said what I said. Most of them were 1 star. Many of them from Sincero fans, saying it's disappointing, lackluster, not worth the money, not worth the credit. This book is, it's good, sure, but not really compared to her others. It's very, very basic self-help knowledge, almost too basic. And again, everyone can learn from the basics. The masters are always going over the basics. And it's books like these that they always have like 1 or 2 things that you learn that you didn't before. But the basics are not worth this much money when you already have them at your disposal, for the very most part. Maybe that's just my opinion. It doesn't really seem like it, but regardless, I am definitely excited to hear what she has to put out next. Quotes. "All worrying will do is make you live through the misery twice. There is no riskier risk than refusing to risk at all. You should meditate for an hour a day, unless you're really busy. Then you should meditate for 2. Direction 1. I guess I recommend this book for anyone who doesn't have enough time to check out its
Superior by the same author.
Direction 2. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have checked this book out, but you have not checked out yet You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, please do yourself the honor of doing yourself a favor and checking that book out. Maybe some could say about that book the same I said about this book. Some people could say that one's an uncompressed or decompressed version of this one. But the fact of the matter is, that one came out first. And I think even her newer fans have found way more golden insights in You Are a Badass. You Are a Badass Every Day by Jen Sincero. There's a link in the description if you guys want to check it out and read the reviews. That and all the other books that I mentioned in this video if you want to check those out too. By the way, I feel like I seriously bashed this book's head in. My reviews are not always like this. It's very rare. Typically, I really do like the books that I review, but I just wanted to stress that I feel like an idiot for not doing it in the beginning of the review. If there are any other books that you guys want me to check out and review, please let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know if you checked out this book and you liked it. But hey, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, because I bet there are people who watch like all of my videos, which are like 16 minutes long, and they don't subscribe. But if you have subscribed and you want to turn it up just a notch and turn on that little notification bell to get a notification whenever I drop new videos, that would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can find me everywhere, and I will see you then.